And we're live.
Do you guys follow the Rittenhouse?
Not at all. That's the bet we made, right?
Didn't
we make that bet last week? I think I bet $5 that he'd get off.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I think I even made it easier on you. I put a pin in that.
We found some middle ground where it'd be a push.
Yeah, I think it was like if it's 2 months or less, it's a push. 2 months or more, I win, and whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
So in any case, it looks like the defense is doing well. The Kyle Rittenhouse is doing well. And the stuff I see is unconvincing. You guys have heard me say so many times, the second two shootings barely count. It's all about the first one. The first one determines whether they were trying to subdue an active shooter or this guy is defending.
Or if that was a righteous pedophile trying to take him down.
Yeah. So I saw this analysis saying that the defense was doing really well. And I'm like, I don't know what to make of this. I'm reading this on like a biased site or whatever. The prosecution has is signaled that they're going to lower the charge. So I have some things in front of me.
Did you see the clip where the defense attorney goes like this and puts his hand in his head when his main the guy who survived, who got his bicep blown off, they're like, so you didn't have a gun? He's like, no, well, I had a gun. It's like, okay, but you approached him and you didn't have the gun out. He's like, yes. So you didn't have the gun out when you approached him. Well, I did pull the gun out. Okay, but he shot at you before you pointed the gun at him. Well, I did pull the gun out and point it at him, and then he shot. Like, and the defense attorney, I'm fucking truncating all this, but the defense attorney, there's a picture of him going.
You're talking about the prosecution.
Prosecution, I'm so sorry. Going, just like so, like it's this whole thing is done now.
So I saw that. I saw it as a still picture, and I'm like, I don't know what to make of a still picture, right? Because silly things can happen. But here's where I did put a lot of faith. Let's see. Prosecutors say they plan to ask the judge to consider lesser versions of the charges. Lesser charges include reckless homicide rather than intentional homicide, second degree rather than first degree. And that sums up. They're giving up the prospect of life imprisonment and going for some smaller stuff. It doesn't say what that would be. Mm-hmm. So I was like, wow, if the prosecution is going for lesser charges, then I have some undeniable truth that it's going well for Kyle.
Yeah. You're going to get that $5, man.
2 months. He might go for more than 2 months. We'll see. I bet the guy gets, I don't know. I'm still stuck at the fact that like this guy went to defend, like you can't murder people to head off some misdemeanors at the pass. Like, I have it on good authority. That guy was about to commit a misdemeanor. So I went over there with my AR-15 to straighten him out. And then when he came at me, it was self-defense. That's not how the law works.
And that's not what happened.
I'm listening. What's your version?
Yeah. What the defense says happened is that he was pursued by this guy who tried to take his gun, and then he fired after he tried to take the gun.
Before he was pursued, because that is all true, he went to that guy. He went to that guy to straighten him out, to prevent him from doing anything Rittenhouse didn't approve of. Rather than that guy saying, whoa, gun. He's like, what, you going to fucking shoot me? And the guy goes after him. No, I added the quote. and that's the whole, like, Rittenhouse was running from him. Yeah, well, before he ran from him, he went over to him. Before he ran from him, he initiated contact with his gun.
So he initiated a conversation, and then someone tried to take his gun.
So what you're saying here is Kyle Rittenhouse is kind of a Batman type character.
Yeah. I mean, that's one way to view
like
it.
The Punisher, maybe.
I hear where you're coming from, right? And to me, I'm coming out of this kind of bias, but I also am the only guy on this side. The question is it okay to take your gun and to say, hey, don't scratch a car, bro? If you do, you'll have to deal with me. Like,
no, you shouldn't do that. And he's a fucking retard for doing it. Like you shouldn't.
Hero is the word you're looking for.
Well,
Yep.
I'm gonna stick with retard for doing what he did. Like,
You ever watch like a superhero movie and you can't understand how that moment happens where the public turns on Spider-Man and they like hate him?
Yeah.
Taylor's that guy. Taylor's that guy. He's like, yeah, we don't need you slinging your webs.
Get out of here, you
Yeah.
fucking freak.
How-
That is the
why would you
funniest part of
say-
Spider-Man, where they're like, "Get out of here, you fucking web slinging asshole!" And it's like, he just saved you from murder, like 30 minutes
Why
ago.
are they so prejudiced against a Spider-Man? Like no one knows what his race is, what his politics are. He
It's
just
because people fear spiders and they attribute that to him. I bet if he was
Yeah,
fucking
solid reason.
Pelican
Two
Man, no one would
legs.
care.
They'd like him, but he'd eat all their fish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Like Rittenhouse engaged this guy, made sure that he wasn't going to damage any cars. When the guy went after Rittenhouse, then there was a shooting. But that's like, make it some parallel situation where you're at a
Mhm.
bar or something, and like you come up to me with your gun, start some shit, and then I come after you. You're not in defense.
It's kind of the
anymore.
start some shit thing that like we need to know more about, because like that's really what it comes down to. Like, were they talking and Rittenhouse started fucking with him, poking at him or something, or did that guy come and immediately try to grab the gun? And like that overhead CIA drone footage was so goddamn blurry that I have no idea what happened.
I
there.
saw a version of it with the people circled that helped me watch it. Like, this is Kyle,
Mhm.
this is this guy, and you got to see them come and go. But there's footage of Kyle Rittenhouse like talking about shooting people for shoplifting from like months earlier. Like, yeah, there's a shoplifter here. Like, we should shoot those guys. And it's like,
Yeah, well then that's
it seems
troubling.
like you've got a bit of a hard on for like preventing
Justice?
misdemeanors.
See, I didn't know that. That's
that's over
that's
1,000.
pretty
That's a
troubling.
felony.
Over 50,000 is a
1,000.
used. A
Well,
thousand.
they're
Yeah, Bubbles taught me
shoplifters.
that.
They're stealing fucking nail polish, Kyle.
Have you seen those videos in
Adds up.
California?
Adds up.
Have you seen those like funny rioting videos in California? Because they decriminalized theft under 1,000 in California, and so people just walk into Walmart and steal $980 worth of stuff and leave.
Yeah.
I'm serious, and people are just leaving, and nobody can do anything. 'cause
Oh,
they
there's tax on that.
decriminalized-
You're fucked, dude.
No, the people who are taxpayers in that state get to cover that, I'm sure.
Well, you get what I'm saying. Now it's over.
Yeah,
1,000.
yeah.
And,
It's-
and like some people are just like, stop, and they're just like, I've seen them steal clothing, like big double armfuls of clothing, like running to their cars. I saw one guy at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot steal a bunch of wire the other day. Like he got like $1,000 worth of wire, like spools of it,
Just
and
copper
stole it.
wire.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it might have been fiber optic, actually, something like that, like some sort of expensive cable or wiring.
Now, I'm no genius, but decriminalizing theft under 1,000 does not seem sustainable.
Why?
I tried to like fact check you on this. I know people love it when I do that. It appears that you're pretty much right. If they don't have a record already, if it's less than 950, it can't be a felony. That's the scoop. So I guess it's a misdemeanor under 1,000, unless you already are a felon.
Yeah,
Shit.
if they even prosecute it.
Yeah, it just I don't understand the
That's
thought process.
insane. You can get a ton of great shit for $1,000. We
What
should
would
move
you
to
steal?
California. Oh man, I would steal.
Camping equipment
Gift
over
cards.
here.
I could steal the entire pallet of Cheez-Its from Costco, and that would be like theft under 300. Like
I want a new warm weather sleeping bag. I bought a cold one. That's what I want.
That's what you see. You see all this rioting, and it's like It's Always Sunny with Frank, where you just see Woody walking out with camping equipment. Is that Woody with camping?
Skis.
He's very well off. Why is he doing this? Man, I think things are tougher than he might let on at the Woodworth home if he's stealing camping equipment in California. We should all take a vacation to California, and each of us can all steal under 1,000 to get, or okay, Woody and I can steal under 1,000.
Yeah.
and then we can blame it on the felon.
Who are they gonna believe?
He told us that he'd rape us if we didn't do it.
He's the mastermind behind all of this.
Don't
No.
trust him. He's tricky.
Don't frame me up.
Don't frame me up.
Frame me up. Jesus
What
Christ.
a hilarious end to the show.
So we framed him.
Oh, for a sleeping bag.
We frame him for just a minuscule amount of shitty goods that we stole.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. It always strikes me as weird.